Basil Chapman, what's going on, man? Ride 'em, cowboy.
Well, this is something that we spoke about actually for quite a few weeks. I've been talking about the fact that there's an unknown out there and that it was an appropriate time to start raising some cash because there are going to be opportunities. You never know when they're going to come. That my only concern so far, the shorter term, was quite positive in most of the indices, that the NASDAQ would be the laggard. And my concern has been that the weekly charts made a peak, all of them, in the major indices. And when you think about it, we've gone 5 weeks since the tops were made, and we really haven't gone anywhere. So on the one hand, that's telling you that there's residual strength. On the other hand, it's telling you there isn't the same kind of momentum to break to new highs. And I think that's, for me, that really sums up everything that I'm looking at in the market, that there are opportunities. For instance, for my subscribers, we keep trying to grab very low price, single-digit price stocks, try to get as much as we can out of them. Some of them are just real quick spikes to the upside. Some of them have the potential to start building a base and move on. But at the same time, trying to keep cash and trying to keep our core positions that we've had. One of ours made another all-time high yesterday. So you don't want to get rid of the good ones. But you've got to be very selective, and that really is it. And you were talking with Mark just a moment ago about how you assess, how you diagnose, how you analyze in your own way your whether or not you've got an ABCD, A to B equals C to D.
Yes.
So I was doing exactly that same thing just about maybe an hour or so ago. I was in the E-mini, and I got out of it. I took some profit, and then I said to myself, oh, well, look at that. Everything's just great. But wait a minute. And I spent the same kind of time on the 5-minute chart deciding whether or not, this one here, right here, is the E-mini, if you can see it. And then it made a peak D. I'm always looking for that peak D. You can see the peak D that was made right there at the very top at 14:48. So that's at 12 minutes to 3. That was the top in the 2-minute. But I was looking and I thought, well, is this an A? Is this going to go even higher? What would make it do that? And yeah, I did, just like you did with your technique. I was looking, I thought, something's not right. I might be missing something on the upside. And the next thing, splash.
Out of nowhere. I know, man.
And I think that's the market we're in. And even now, with the pullback, I would say to people out there, if there are stocks that you've done your homework with and you've missed it, picking it up on a very big decline like this, you just have to put in a fairly tight stop and then let it tell you, because sometimes these are aberrations, that these are just sudden news-related events, and then the market kind of rightens itself and gets back on track. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, try to think of what's going on in the market right now.
Well, see, simultaneously, Basil, what happened is that when Trump tweeted out that there's going to be no more stimulus talks, he was also telling Mnuchin that he better start buying this market as soon as I send this tweet out.
Well,
I'm only kidding, folks. I'm only kidding.
But we know that all the way back. I mean, you used to watch Rubin, how he manipulated the dollar.
Right.
I shouldn't say manipulated. How he handled the dollar. It was like playing a Stradivarius violin. I mean, at that moment where the market was just about to collapse, suddenly money came pouring in and saved the day. So, you said that in jest, but we know that there's a hint that there's something.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's no doubt, man. There's no doubt.
I'm really. What happened today convinced me that this is the best strategy. Is that we've taken really nice profits since the March low, where we got long and started adding positions, and now I think we're going to. We're looking at a situation that says, you know what, take advantage of what you've been waiting for. If you do your planning and it comes in, and then just do your money management, have a stop, or you could even start. I mean, I don't think this is a one-off. I think we're going to see this throughout the next 4 or 5 weeks. Just be ready for it. And, there are people buying the market. There's no question about it. And, of course, we know that for and whatever administration is in office, they do not want to collapse weeks before the election. It's just no matter who's there, they want to protect as much as they can. So keep that in mind. Just you have to be as strategic as they are, and that's what we're trying to do for my opening call subscribers. We got a position we got this morning, and it's up quite nicely on a percentage basis at this particular point. Hasn't been affected because I wanted an under the radar. I want to get all the stocks that are not really market related. They got their own little niche. This happens to be gaming. So I think if you can do or biotech, these are the areas that are still showing some kind of residual strength, and that's really important. So we'll see what happens over the next few days. But out of suddenness, that was wow. That was quick.
And most times, folks, okay, what ends up happening, if you get a bull market happening, the bottom line is that the surprise is on the upside. You get a bear market happening, the surprise is on the downside. So we'll see how this shakes out, in the next 5, 6, 7 weeks. But that's how most times these things shake out. And there's no doubt that we're in a news-driven market. That's the real bottom line here, right? I mean, that's what it comes down to.
There's no question we're in a news-driven market, but it is the surprise of the news itself. And then it gets assessed and people say, oh, okay, we can handle it, or we'll see if they're not going to be able to handle it. But there's no question that you have a surprise like this on the downside. You have a political objective, and now we have to see whether or not there's a stock market objective, because I don't think they want to see another 60-point decline in the E-mini, in the futures. Like this. I think they're going to try to steady it.
Oh, there's no doubt. We're only down 27 right now. That's nothing, folks, right? I mean, that's where we were before we started the market yesterday, right? 60 is different.
Right.
So you start hitting 60, you start hitting 500 Dow points, even though the Dow is, the bottom line on 30 stocks. That gets headline news. That's the bottom line.
It's also the persistence. If it keeps going on for a couple of days, that's a different criteria.
Oh, yeah. Listen, folks, real easy to get Basil's newsletter. Come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to see the opening call right under featured content. Basil, you have a great one, safe one. We look forward to the show tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Stay right there, folks. Come right back.